Somebody's saying sound is back.
So we got sound permanent now?
Yeah.
We're good to go. All right, we're live again. Sorry guys, technical difficulties with the sound. So we're going to start over. We have a special experiment planned with you guys tonight here at the Conjuring House. For those of you who watched Thursday night, we did an experiment with what I have the IDC InterComm System, which is a whole house EVP spirit box system. With one spirit box wiring an entire house together, the audio goes out into the house, out into the atmosphere, is picked back up, sent back to the main computer, and analyzed. Tonight, we're going to do an Estes method. But it's an Estes method like you haven't seen before. You ever notice on your TV shows, or if you're in a group, when you do the Estes method, you hear the listener, you hear the asker, but you never know what the ghost box is saying till later. Tonight you're going to get to take a view inside a actual Estes method. In the upstairs bedroom, Joe is having a seat near a satellite from the IDC InterComm System. There's another satellite in the kitchen, another one in the basement, and there's one right here next to John. John and Seth are going to be doing a Estes method with Joe upstairs. Now Joe cannot hear down here when we start the spirit box. Also, John will not be able to hear Joe in his responses, but you at the viewer, you're going to get to hear Joe, you're going to get to hear John and Seth, but you're also going to get to hear the spirit box itself. That spirit box is being sent through this entire house. We now have surround sound ghost boxes, guys. Great Estes method. We're going to go ahead and get started. Whenever John's ready, he's going to take it from here and let y'all experience it.
So when I ask questions, do I repeat what I hear or anything, or no?
No.
No?
Nope.
It's going to be so hard not to say what I hear.
Well, think about the Estes method.
Okay.
Visualize Joe in front of you. Now, Joe's sitting in a pitch black room up there. Visualize Joe in front of you with headphones on and a blindfold. If he was right in front of you, you wouldn't answer the question, right?
Right.
So but you want to give about 30 seconds, 45 seconds between your questions so Joe can have a good chance of getting us some feedback on his end.
Fire it up.
Yep.
You're here, can you say hello? You were asking for Seth. He's here with us. Ava, are you here?
Bishop, who else is in the house? Can you say the name of somebody else in the house?
Jared, just come talk to us. There you go. Thank you.
Is there something you want to say to me?
Can you repeat that for him again?
Did you have a message for me?
Yes.
Something you wanted to say?
Bishop.
They already said his name, so he's gonna get it fine.
You know what? Said something.
There you
No
go.
class.
I want to know who I'm talking to. Can you tell me your name?
Oh. Bishop.
What name of the house are you in right now? Can you tell me where you are?
Horrible.
What's your connection to this house? Did you live here?
Caught it. Hand.
Is this house
Hand.
haunted?
Contract.
Is that you that I just saw behind the corner?
Oh my god.
Is there somebody standing behind the camera?
Hand.
Let me go upstairs just a little bit.
Pilgrim bird.
And then ask your questions just a little bit louder, not too much louder, just a little bit so the camera gets your voice clear.
Gotcha.
Just don't worry about him hearing you, he's out.
Ghost.
Okay. Do you know the name of my friend upstairs? Can you say his name? He's in the room by himself right now. Upstairs in the bedroom. What's his name?
Lego. Or let go.
Is there anybody down here in this room with us right now? If there is anybody down here right now, I need you to go upstairs and look for Joe. I want you to say Joe's name and I want you to call out to Joe. That's right. Keep calling out to Joe.
Drawn. Don't touch. I am.
If you don't remove the thing every now and then, the energy builds and builds and builds.
Somebody has something on it, did you?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, there's the one now. You're very bad.
Peter.
Oh,
And it gives it energy.
where
It's really
at?
different.
Right here?
You hear it pick up?
Oh, okay.
And you would lay your hand on it, that energy picks up. But
Okay.
that energy builds and builds and builds, you just,
Ava. Ava, if you hear it, can say here.
Nice.
Hi.
How long have you been in this house?
I'm mad.
Can you tell me how many years you've been in this house? Can you remember?
Touch. No.
Do you like it here?
Easy.
Do you ever want to leave the house? Is there anybody in the house that you don't like?
What's up?
You good?
Can you tell me the father's name? Who is the father?
Okay.
we can try that.
Ask a question. Ask a question.
No. Get that volume control system. Once you're done, we'll end that one. We're gonna try something a little different. You wanna, end that session, close that session out. John, you started the session, you wanna close the session out? Or I'm gonna take over.
Can you say goodbye, please?
Well, so, and where are you gonna go? You want me to go take over for Joe? You're gonna go take over for Joe?
Goodbye, thank you for talking to us. Goodbye.
All right, you wanna let Joe know?
I'll go and let Joe know.
Okay, we'll do a swap out. Did you, change the echo and reverb on this one?
I didn't touch it.
Okay, let's check that. Guys, we're gonna do a swap out, continue the experiment a little bit different with different people, different energies.
You wanna stay on the line,
I'll go ahead.
Alright, so, like I was suggesting to Jay, you guys are crossing over each other, like you guys are talking, like Joe was just trying to ask a question as you were trying to ask a question.
Oh, I was supposed to just be answering.
Yeah, so there's gotta be a method to the madness.
Maybe 30 to 45 seconds of laying your finger on and then releasing it. Okay, once you release it, the sound's gonna go down, and then, of course, whoever's up there is not gonna say anything because they just heard the sound go down, okay? Then you're gonna ask your question, and you're gonna lay your finger on it. When that sound comes back up, that's the energy transfer happening, and now the listener knows they need to be listening because the energy transfer just happened. So the listener's gonna start repeating everything they hear.
Gotcha, so when we ask the question, no finger on, when we're done
Yes.
asking the question, we put the
Which
finger
is
on.
how normally we use the direct link.
Okay, I didn't know
That's
that.
normally how we use the direct link. We ask our question in reverse of a walkie-talkie. We ask our question,
Yeah.
then lay our finger on, wait for our response,
Yeah.
remove it, and it also keeps that energy transfer from building up.
Makes sense.
So I will say that it's hard, right? Because it's coming through so fast, but I can say, in all honesty,
Speak to the camera.
oh, the two, I'll talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I heard Bishop quite a few times initially when we started.
Bishop.
Bishop. But in all honesty, the two things I heard unmistakably was the word Seth and ghost.
And we heard Seth down here, they asked about Seth, I don't know how many times down here.
Yeah, everything else was just like I was making a judgment call what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
You know,
Now,
'cause
did
it's
you
going by-
know Seth was going to be on the only one I told you was down here was John.
Yeah.
Did you know, or did I say anything about Seth being on the couch?
I don't
know if I did or not.
I don't remember whether you did.
Because when
I
we
know for a
initially
fact-
started the
I knew
experiment,
for a
it was
fact
you and John.
It was supposed to be John and I is what I thought.
Yeah.
So,
And I just happened to see Seth standing there, and I was like, Seth, you wanna join?
yeah.
Of course, they've been asking for Seth for 2 days. so-
Yeah, but
I just feel like Seth is more of a receiver than
I agree.
like a projector thing.
He's like our walking antenna.
the only thing I would say is, can you slow the scan down a little?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Because it's hard to process. It's coming in so fast, you know?
and for the chat, whoever's down here asking questions, do try and like really say it. If you
And remember, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask our question, hello, is anybody here? And as you count to 45, whatever you wanna do, you know, because you're not answering. In this case, you're gonna be answering. Corey is? I don't know. Corey's gonna be answering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then take your finger off. Ask your next question. Once you take your finger off of this, that microphone's gonna pick your voice up just fine. So you don't have to say it loud and blast it out across the house. But you gotta admit, when you're up there and that's running, you can't hear nothing.
No.
You can't hear nothing else going in the house.
No. And I shut the doors just to make absolutely sure.
Exactly.
Yep.
So now you're going into isolation, and we're gonna start the experiment again. Now, who's gonna run this one down here this time? Joe? Oh, Joe's gonna run this one? You wanna try this one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a decent scan speed. I think that's a decent volume, because you notice when you lay your finger, that comes up really loud.
Yep.
So it's your top hole, where it says ANT.
Yep. Gotcha. So when I ask the question, am I holding it?
Nope.
Okay. It's only after I ask the question.
Yeah.
All right. And what am I
You just
giving?
have a seat right there.
What am I giving? 45 seconds?
About 45 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds.
All right. So when I ask the questions, my finger should not be on it.
No.
Okay.
And in this case, the sound's not coming from here, it's coming from all of the other points in the house. We're just using the headphone jack out here, so we wouldn't have two running in one
Okay,
spot.
so this does not have a microphone.
Nope, no microphone on that one. This is the one with the microphone.
Gotcha.
Alright?
Alright.
You ready, Seth?
I'm good.
All right, well, we're gonna start the experiment again. Is Corey up there?
Is that who's going up or is Seth going up?
He's coming
I
back.
thought you were going up, yeah.
No,
What?
which box am I using? The one that's up there?
Yeah.
Just sit in the chair.
I sit in the chair and just use the one that's next to it?
Yeah, don't do it.
Corey,
You don't
you
have to hold
Next
that.
time here.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
honestly think we might do something.
So, with my finger off, I asked the question.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna look in the chat. I wanna know what you guys are saying, so let's get into this.
It's funny, we should have the chat. People ask the question.
Yeah, guys, if you have any
We
questions.
should have the
that you wanna
chat ask the question, and I'll ask it.
Okay, yeah, let's bring them all in on this too. They can join in on Conjuring House.
I'm gonna read the chat right here, guys, so if you have any questions that you wanna ask about anything to do with the house, anything with the Conjuring House that you wanna know, ask the chat and I'll tell Joe to let it happen. Just to get you guys in on it, help you enjoy the experience a little bit more.
Mother?
How they died. Is there anything in the well?
Hello?
What do you miss about life?
You know?
How many spirits in the barn? Who are you more drawn to? Have the past few days bothered the spirits in the house? Where are the soldiers? Why did you not like Ed and Lorraine Warren? Do you want us to leave the house? Do you know if there is a heaven?
Corey?
Is Eva buried in the basement near the wall? Is the well a portal?
Yeah.
Are there any unsettled Native Americans on the land?
Enough.
And where are they?
Hear me now? That was
What is in the well? Why are you attracted to Seth?
Humphrey? Body marks?
Who is silencing the other spirits? What is Corey doing? Has anyone died by hanging in the house?
Gas
There's a
can?
listener that wants to know if you can say their name. Who is the main spirit that's in control? How many spirits live on the property? Is Bathsheba one of the entities that is still in the house? Are you an elemental?
Give up? Give up?
Can you not cross over? Are you from this world? Ed and Lorraine Warren visit sometime? Do you want to talk to Seth? Are you able to show yourself?
Hello?
How were you created? What's keeping you on this
I
side?
had something. What?
Can you affect people through the live stream? Who was whistling through the spirit box last night?
How's that one?
Are all the people at the house bugging you? Do you know what year it is? Can you sense fear in people? Do you reside in the basement? Who is Helen?
Come on, there's something to work with. Okay? A plane? Yes.
Who was the president when you were alive?
There you go. Happy? Yes.
Who is the strongest entity here? What is your name?
You were talking perfect.
Are there many entities or just the house itself?
Punch? You can talk. Go for it. I
You
know
know
you can
we
talk.
are in a pandemic right now. Okay, we're gonna end the session now. And we'll come back in a minute. And we'll be back in a minute.
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a little short breather here. We're gonna change this up again. We wanna swap out people as often as we can with the energies. So Seth, do you think you'd like to go into isolation?
Yeah, let's do it.
And be up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what we can get.
All right, I have a special guest who's fixing to come out, and he's gonna do the session with us. Joe, you wanna stay with
Stay
Carl?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Carl's gonna come out. Seth is gonna go upstairs into isolation. Carl's gonna come out. So for the moment, we may or may not take your questions for the house. We may let Carl ask his questions the way he wants to ask them. And we're just gonna see how this session plays out, okay? So if y'all just stand by for a few minutes, and we'll go from there. So if you wanna go ahead and tell Corey to come on down, I mean, I'm sure he's probably heard by now.
Before we send him off, we just had a great, someone in the chat just had a great idea.
Okay.
Bringing down and recapping before we start the next session.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
Yo!
We're all set. We're gonna do a little swap.
So we're
We'd
gonna
like you to
recap
come
the
down
way-
and,
that was a good.
A little recap of what you heard versus what they were asking.
I mean,
Because the audience.
one thing that
Elizabeth.
who was the president, and I heard Adams. Can we?
So, let's see what he says that he heard on some of his, most, I wanna hear his best responses, and let's see how we can match those up
Yeah.
with what you had.
Hey Casey, are you good?
So are the history ones getting the most response? You know, out of past, out of time?
I'm not really sure. Corey, what was your best responses that you heard from the box?
There was a couple that they seemed clear to me, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I was just second guessing myself. But there was one that, like, it was, I believe it was airplane, or trying to remember some of them. But it was like, it was just random, it was random answers, and I don't know if I was overthinking things. I'm like, what would he be asking me? And then I found myself just trying to talk to the box myself, trying to get a rapport with it. And I'm like, look, talk nice and easy, I'm not that smart. Give it to me slow. And it honestly did. I mean, they can, if they were watching at the time, if they had it on me at the time, it did. It gave me like a direct response. I think that was my best one. I can't remember what it was. But I was like, oh, so all I have to do is be nice to the box, and it'll slow down. So
let me fill you in now on what was going on. Seth had the great idea of asking the viewers, send us in questions. So most of these questions were in direct relation to the house.
Came through the chat.
Come through the chat. Those questions were coming from the chat through Joe to the box. History, the house, the people that were in it. So these were off the wall questions. Not your normal questions that us as investigators find ourselves asking all the time. These were running the gamut.
okay.
So now that you know that, do you think that some of those responses would have been accurate? That you were hearing?
Maybe. I mean, slim, but I mean, at the same time, there was a lot of verbiage coming through that.
Well, I think there was a couple that were just dead on. We had a few that were they were dead on. And I don't know which ones they are, because
Well, somebody got Adams.
Somebody got Adams.
As in John Adams, president.
Correct.
So who was President Adams?
Yeah. Who was president when you died, or something like that, or when you were alive, or.
yeah, and you said Adams?
I heard Adams.
The box said
The
Adams.
box said Adams.
Do we remember what see, Jacob was manning that part of it, so, and he ran back out there, so.
Because I looked.
Well, the
Did
viewers
you
know.
hear Adams?
I heard Adams.
Yeah, I looked right at Seth when I heard it.
Okay, so the viewers know, because see, even us here, guys, just so you viewers know, now Jacob's sitting at command, he's hearing all this. Gotta remember, he's up there in isolation. None of us know exactly what he's saying. You do. You know what Corey was saying, but I don't, because he was in isolation. I couldn't hear it the way y'all do. Y'all got an advantage point we don't.
We can't hear Corey's answers.
Yeah, we can hear the box, we can hear Joe, but we can't hear Corey's answer. So y'all actually have the advantage on this Estes method. So what we were going to do is let Seth go upstairs, and Carl was going to join Joe, and we're going to try letting him ask some of his questions of the house.
Yeah, I have a few in mind already.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. When the box comes on, you know we've started.
Yep.
We're gonna do the same thing like it was down here, the 45 seconds. When you hear the change in it, you'll know that, you know, a question has been asked, you just don't know what the question is.
Alright.
So if you wanna go up and put yourself in isolation and,
I find it easier to like turn and just have it in one ear.
That's what I did. I
Did you do the
I
same
had it
thing?
in one ear.
Because if you
exactly.
sit away from it,
Mhm.
you're not getting like that full direct. But I mean, teach their own.
Alright.
Plus, it's in the dark.
all right, you ready?
So whenever,
Head on up, close the door behind you.
So Jay,
Yeah.
Carl asked the questions, but I'm the conduit, right?
Well, we're gonna let Carl be the conduit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show Carl how to use it.
You got it.
and I'm gonna be sitting here?
Yeah, sit right there.
All right.
All right.
Take the place.
No.
Carl, you've never used one of my direct links before.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So here's our volume,
Mhm.
and we don't need a lot of volume. Because watch what happens. See this right here?
Mhm.
It's like a Ouija board.
Okay. I see. You can increase by tapping that.
That's using your energy.
Okay, that's.
You're being the antenna.
You become the antenna. That's why I made an AMT. All right, so
All
you're
right.
gonna ask your question, reverse of a like a walkie-talkie. You're gonna ask your question, how old are you? And then,
And then
you're
press
gonna-
it because that's drawing in my energy.
Correct.
and wait about 45 seconds, release, ask your next question, and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Okay, so while I'm holding it down for that 45 seconds, that's absorbing me, like same principle as a spirit board.
As a Ouija board.
Ouija
yeah.
board.
And you are now tied to this. This system's hardwired, guys. This ain't wireless. This system's hardwired. When you lay your finger here, you're wired to this house, you're wired to the land.
So this house has me, I'm like generated all over.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're wired
effective than a Ouija board.
from that floor all the way to the basement, from one end to the other, including the land, because my trailer's out there grounded.
Yeah. Okay. Simple yet involved.
Yeah.
You might
So,
say. Come
he's
home to the
gonna-
house. This is what doing with like 5 or 6 hours of meditation should be able to do.
Yeah.
Right away, hook you up with the house.
So I forgot to tell him we were going to test this, so he's probably up there was already.
Wait,
He may have
I have
now.
his audio off,
Seth,
so-
Seth might have already gotten something.
Maybe.
Now, they like talking to him. So this is going to
Yeah, I
be
noticed
curious between your energy and Seth's energy.
So he's the receiver,
He's the receiver.
and I'll be the sender for it.
You're going to be the sender for a time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
whenever
Jay.
you're ready, you just turn that on and turn it up just
Not too loud, but
about right there.
Right
Because
there.
you're going to hear it pick up.
Okay.
We're,
This top one
you
is
guys
what
are
I
all
use.
good?
Yeah.
If you guys get set down, we'll.
Okay, the top one is
I'm
what I
gonna go
use. That's
turn
my
it.
energy
Yep.
conduit.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
So, you want them to wait a minute before the starting?
I just gotta flip on Seth's audio.
Okay.
Then I'll turn it on.
We're good.
Okay.
Good to go?
Start when you want.
I have some questions for you. You want to sit or stand?
You tell me.
Okay.
You're more comfortable standing than sitting?
I'll stand. Yeah, so I've been sitting there for a while
Gotcha.
anyway. Do you remember Ed and Lorraine Warren? They came in here and stirred up the dust all those years ago. Do you remember Ed and Lorraine? Are you more powerful because it's Halloween, October 31st? Samhain.
I still haven't heard anything.
You have more strength to come through because it is Halloween.
said my name, said Seth. I think it said hey or hello. Oh, hi there. Wood.
Are you bound to this house? Are you stuck here and cannot leave?
Yes.
Do you wish to keep us here?
I'm really not hearing much. I think it said take. Take me. I don't know.
Do you approve of seances, attempts to contact the dead, the spirit world?
Good. Blank or blame, one of those two.
Do you like it when people come here to probe and investigate? Do you like that?
Yes. Said yes. That was really fast and I couldn't make that word out. I don't know what that said. In the drive? In the driveway? 6.
We call you spirits. How many spirits are here now in this house?
82. A bunch of them. White rabbits? Someone.
We wish to see you. May we see you here?
Jacob. Hi. .com.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Spirits, if you're communicating, I need you to speak louder. I can't hear you. Please speak louder.
Are you the darkness that moves about this house? Moves through it, through the rooms? Is that you?
Evil. Hundreds.
Darkness, if that is you, can you visit us now? Can you come in here?
It's haunted. I couldn't make that out. It's going Seth, I think. It's going so fast I can hardly hear it, guys. Spirits, if you're communicating, I need you to slow down. Speak slower. Yes. Hold on. People. Oh, that sounded like a growl.
Are you human? Were you alive?
Yes.
Are you now in the library?
Okay, guys, I am so cold.
If you are that darkness that people have seen, that I have seen, we welcome you. Will you show yourself to us?
Five. 110. Dead body. 110.
Do you make your home in that library? Please tell us why you remain here.
I am. No.
Again, I ask you, do you recall Ed and Lorraine Warren? Do you remember them?
Happy.
Do you remember me? Do you remember Carl and Keith Johnson? In our living years, that was 47 years ago. You remember us coming here?
Spirits, please speak
I was the
louder.
first one inside. You remember that?
Explore. Hello.
Do you remember Pyro, the team? Do you remember Donna? Keith? Carl? Do you remember us? Will Ed and Lorraine ever return here? Is there some person you want to claim? Somebody who's been here that you want to stay here? You want to keep them here? Is there someone like that?
Yes.
Pretty much. I'm gonna have maybe 2 more questions. Okay?
I think it said yup, stay, actually.
Do you want this to continue, where persons come in here and investigate, look around, record, document? Do you want that to go on?
Proceed.
We will now say goodnight to you and happy Halloween.
And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting us be your guest.
Okay.
All right.
I guess we'll grab Seth and we'll do.
Yeah, I just shut his audio off so that we could get it down here.
Okay, and we'll do a follow-up on that
Okay.
and see what he thought about it up there.
Yeah, I'm very curious to hear what Seth was getting up there, if he received anything.
Well, he was filling in on some of it. It was very interesting. What? Because Jacob had his headphones on. He's watching and listening to all this. So he was telling me it was very interesting. What I seen in chat seemed very interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just asking these questions at random and objectively, no emotional involvement, but you know.
But
wonder what a response
I
would
was
get.
hearing pertinent, direct answers.
Yeah.
Right out of that.
And so was chat. What did you feel?
That's why we were
What do you
looking
come
into
That's
away
what exactly
with?
what I
Yeah,
was. As soon as
exactly.
I heard something that I could pinpoint, recognize, I looked at him, he looked at I, we like validated each other.
Yeah,
At
so
one
my
point-
questions were impassionate, but the intent was something, was
At one
relevant.
point, I think he actually answered a question just before you finished the question.
Oh,
Yeah, when you
Really?
asked originally how many spirits,
oh, that.
Seth, I had tuned in before because I'm in the back monitoring all the audio.
Yeah.
I put my headset on, I don't hear Seth say anything, and then I hear 6.
Mm.
And then I'm
I
like,
remember that.
you didn't say anything, and then you go, how many spirits are with us?
Huh.
And it was, like, I mean, moments after Seth had said 6, you asked the question. Like, you had already thought of it. And just
then
didn't get it out of
82
your mouth.
Then
82
82 came
came
after
yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
I don't know where
I know,
that
yeah.
fell in.
There's a myth, a story that there are seven soldiers
Yeah.
buried in a wall somewhere here on the property. Might be outside, might be in the house. I tend to doubt it, but you know, we can't say. So that's what inspired that question. I had no idea what the answer would be though.
It's a popular question here, and 6 is also a popular answer.
What were your biggest responses you got that you felt compelled to?
Just so many, like there were so many answers, but at the same time there were so many moments where I felt like I wasn't getting anything.
Yeah.
Like
It's so fast.
it is really fast. It's like hard to like really put it all
On the
together.
fast topic, you had said to the chat and to the mic, what did you say? You said, it's going really fast, can you guys slow it down?
Yeah.
So I sent Jay out there to turn down the scan speed. And in that time, you had asked the question. And I don't
In
know.
that interim, before Jay came down.
Right
to
before
slow
Jay
down
had
the
asked the
scan.
question, do you remember what the question was? It was something about like the darkness. And
Are you the darkness?
are you the
Yeah.
darkness? And or I think it was, are you the darkness and can you show yourself or show something?
Right, I elaborated on it.
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
the darkness, can you show yourself to us now?
And Seth said, and Seth heard, yes, hold on.
Oh my
And then Jay came out.
Now, I didn't know any of this because he's got.
Yeah, you're not aware of this.
He just said, Seth said it's too fast. I was like, hold on, I'll go tell him to turn it down.
Right.
So I come out here, I told you to turn it down, and I go back.
Speed down.
His eyes are about that big around. Sitting at the monitor, he goes, they just told Seth to hold on. I'm like, do what?
As if it's saying, yeah, give me some time, give me a little while.
Or
Yeah.
give me a little while while Jay fixes the
Yeah,
box.
maybe it's that aware.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
Now
when I
here's-
came around the corner, his eyes were that big
Now
around.
here's something really freaking creepy. Do you remember
a lot
when I
creepy.
went
Yeah, right.
and like froze up in the chair? Okay. I did that because in the corner of my eye, after I said yes, hold on, I saw a shadow figure walking behind
Oh
me.
my word.
Wow. Would you say it was coming from where the camera
It
was?
was coming from the door upstairs. It was like it was
Wow.
walking up into the room.
Is that camera in that room running that we have on the DVR?
So you don't
My
mean just
cameras,
so,
I have a camera
Wow.
running in that room and.
Where's the light?
hopefully that's
What light?
recorded.
This one?
No.
Oh, I brought it in here.
It's
I'll go
back
grab it.
there. So, oh, well, we could do some more experiments, here in a little bit. I think they got some other plans, for the moment. So we're gonna wrap this one up from now and give it a little break. But we got more ghost boxing to do tonight. We got more investigation to do tonight. This was really, really good. So if anybody else wants to try this one more time with two new,
Yeah, it was outstanding for me.
with two new energies, and we keep rotating,
Yep.
then, you know,
keep it-
we
keep
can
it
try that
guessing.
some more tonight.
Yep, keep 'em guessing. Cool.
So, I'm not exactly sure, Jacob, are we gonna cut here in a minute, or is
Yeah,
it?
so we have got some other live stream stuff that's happening where the owners, Corey and Jen, John and Jay are meeting up with the Queen Mary, and in that time, we'll probably meet the Seth, see what he really thought about that, see what some of the other people that aren't here thought about that, and do something else. So we'll cut to the DVR probably,
Yeah,
and
take a little break.
take a little break and come back in a little bit.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks, guys, we'll see y'all in a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys, thank y'all.
Okay.
That was good. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
An articulated shadow person, not just a blob.
This, dude. The one that I saw the other night. On the opposite side near the door. It was like it just walked into the room and it was just walked right.
And it walked
by
back?
me. No, it
Oh,
didn't walk
really?
back. It just walked into the room.
I'm thinking that's something that's always here, probably, and every once in a while we glimpse it.
I think so. That's the same room that I saw the other one in.
Maybe it's made a home here longer than any of the living people have.
Maybe.
Y'all can go ahead, y'all are live, if y'all wanna just chat for a little bit. They're
Okay.
they're still watching, so if you wanna chat for a little bit,
You want to
go right
chat?
ahead.
What were some of the other questions that you asked? Maybe I can like put two
Well.
and two together.
Of course, I'm most fascinated that you saw this articulated shadow person, like a full-bodied apparition.
First time I've ever
Yeah.
seen that.
Wow.
That's
I have a
that's
few
incredible.
times, but I haven't seen one here. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, now that's what I was concentrating on with some of my questioning line about this this blackness, this darkness.
Mhm.
I didn't want it to sound too sinister when I said darkness.
Right,
But I did ask, do you believe in heaven and hell?
right.
Just to see if I got a response. I mentioned Ed and Lorraine Warren a couple of times to see if that got a response.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know if anything came out, you know, that it was responsive. Did you feel anything at the time with any of these questions? So I asked about, you know, I asked, will Ed and Lorraine be back? Is there any possibility they'll be back here? And I asked, do you believe in heaven and hell? I asked, can you show yourself? And Joe suggested I ask, are you in the library? So I asked, you know, do you make your home in the library?
Mm.
So those are some of my questions.
Mm.
I also said happy Halloween at the end. See if that makes any difference.
Yeah, I mean, I only started feeling some type of way when I saw the shadow figure.
Right. Well, that would inspire you too.
Right, yeah. After that, room got cold as ice. Like it was
Wow,
definitely.
that's what we
there.
were experiencing right out on the table there.
Yeah,
Remember that? It got suddenly cold.
yeah.
You call for a response, that's usually what we get here. You know, if you get the temperature drops, that's the first thing you'll notice.
Yeah.
Did you have any emotional response to that apparition that you saw? Besides surprise and startlement, of course, but did you feel anything coming from it? Did it have an emotion that you could pick up on? Because you're empathic.
Right. No, it was just like it just wanted me to know it was there. Just that it wanted the presence of itself to be known.
Well, it succeeded.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was really shocked to see that, to be honest. I didn't expect it at all.
Hmm.
It was freezing up there.
Right?
Yeah. And now it's not.
Absolutely.
Now it's not down here, and it was
No.
before. Wow. Halloween in the Conjuring House. How about
Yeah,
that?
this is about as close to the thin veil as it gets.
I think so. Well, this is a pocket. This is kind of a portal in itself. We don't know just how that works. I think what it is, it's like dimensional plates. A reality is imprinted on a surface like a plate. It's two-dimensional. And there's another one, which is another dimension, and they travel. Sometimes they bisect with our world, and that's when we get our apparitions crossing over. And it's supposed to be more powerful at this time of the year and this night. So, and you do know what happened all those years ago here.
Oh yeah.
47 years ago. It's the
Oh,
anniversary
yeah.
last night.
Yep.
Hmm.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's even more crazy to me knowing that and then having experienced what I experienced last night too. It's just very surreal.
What did you experience during that seance? I don't know everything you felt.
So, no, it was nothing malevolent or
Right,
like
good.
scary or anything. I wasn't thrown into this room or anything. But
Like someone else was.
like someone else we know was. But what I did experience was just like some kind of, I just refer to it as an energy because I don't know any other way to explain it. I just remember and feel some kind of energy that like encapsulated me.
Hmm?
I started getting back pain, and I just felt like once the back pain started, it all just like, it just seeped into me. And then as we put our hands on the table and we really started connecting with everything,
Yes.
my arm, just my right arm, started to like do a thing where
Right.
it was fidgeting and just would not stop. And the more that I paid attention to it, the more that
It's
it,
all right, you can walk in front of the camera.
Yeah.
We know
It's
you.
neat behind it.
the more that it kept going, and it got like progressively more and more. We ended up taking our hands off the table to like reset. And at that point now I'm like I don't